Special welcome to the worship here at Farbridge. It's the City Council. We've got quite a few councillors here, and the Board of the Chamber of Commerce is mostly here as well as a lot of businesses. I see university, college, and stakeholders in the community. It's been quite a year. We can tell by the roads that there's things happening in Guelph. There's more coming. So I'm not going to take any of the thunder, but I'm dying to hear the state of the city from Mayor Farbridge. We are going to be recording this. Rogers is here as well, so thanks to Rogers for continuing to support the community in this way. We'll be uploading our video to our website, so we're adding a little bit of technology to the Chamber of Commerce this year, and hopefully keeping you posted with events through our video recording of events as they're happening. I'd like to also thank Janet Whitehouse in Bell Canada for sponsoring this event. Janet Whitehouse is the Regional Director of Community Affairs with Bell Canada and comes up from Burlington this morning to join us. I'll invite her up to introduce the Mayor. Janet, it's great to see you.
Thanks, Roy. Good morning, everyone. I'm pleased to be here today to listen to Mayor Farbridge's highlight the achievements of the Guelph community over the last year and outline their objectives for 2010. At Bell, we're always committed to providing our customers with a simple, powerful, and efficient communications platform, and this will continue to grow over the years, and we're also improving our customer service with next-day service, investing in our broadband networks, and accelerating our wireless. So, for example, you may have seen our announcement for our new HSPA platform on November 3rd and the introduction of the Apple iPhone. So we're very excited about that. We're flying off the shelves like we should. Beyond our core business activities, we remain committed to the communities in which we live and work. Through our Community Affairs program, which I'm a member of, Bell has been a sponsor of local business and community events and has been actively involved in various activities in Guelph since 1999. I'd now like to introduce Mayor Farbridge. Karen Farbridge was re-elected as the mayor of the city of Guelph in 2006. She was first elected to council in 1994 and previously served as mayor in 2000 to 2003. And I've been around for all of that. So, as a resident of Guelph since 1979, Karen has an MCS and a PhD in biology from the University of Guelph. In 2009, she attained the Charter Director designation from the Directors College, a joint venture of McMaster University and the Conference Board of Canada. During her tenure in municipal politics, Karen has championed sustainable approaches to community growth and development with a strong commitment to citizen engagement. In addition to serving on all standing committees of council, Karen is a member of local boards, including Guelph Hydro, Guelph Police Services, Wellington Downtown Guelph Health Unit, and Guelph Junction Railway. Karen also serves as an honorary co-chair of the Guelph Citizenship Committee and serves on the National Coordinating Committee of Quest. Karen was previously an associate professor at the University of Guelph, teaching courses in political science and environmental policy, and for 10 years was the director of the Ontario Public Interest Research Group. In 2005, Karen was the recipient of the prestigious Woman of Distinction Award from the YWCA of Guelph in business and professional category. Thank you, everyone.
One of Bell's platform ideas is to have this way up high. Thank you very much. Thank you for Bell for sponsoring, and also thanks to the Chamber of Commerce for sponsoring this for, I don't know how many years now. It's about a decade at least. So it's a wonderful opportunity to talk about our community, and I obviously like doing that. So it's my pleasure to be here to bring you the annual State of the City address. It's always good to have the opportunity through this address to be able to step back a bit and take a look at the big picture. Often the newspapers are dominated with individual decisions of council, so Peace Bars has been a big one last year, road detours, things like that. And I'm not suggesting that these aren't important topics for our community to debate, but I also think it's important to pause and reflect more broadly on progress during the year, and look ahead to the year to come as well. particularly timely to reflect on this now, because we're just poised to move into, I think, one of our most challenging budget processes that certainly I've seen in this community probably in the last 20 years. The economic downturn has been a subject of discussion throughout our community, around boardroom tables, around kitchen tables, and certainly at City Hall. And like many businesses and households, the city has been impacted by the economy. Just like the companies who are refocusing on core businesses, or families who are spending more carefully at the grocery store, the city is taking a close look at the question of value. What value do citizens receive from city services? How can we ensure residents and businesses get the best value for their tax dollars? And how do we determine value for the many priorities in front of city council? So I'd like to explore these questions in two ways. First, I'll take a look at how everyday city services affect the average citizen, from the time you wake up in the morning to the time you go to bed at night. And secondly, I'll use a performance measurement tool, Balanced Scorecard, to examine the city's progress in meeting its goals, including the goal of financial sustainability. We spend a lot of time as a community talking about special projects like the Cannon Creek Business Park, the New Main Library, and the South End Community Center. These are important projects, but it often surprises people to learn that this only represents about 10 to 20% of the resources at the city. That's what we have to dedicate to these sort of new initiatives looking forward. The remaining 80 to 90% goes to perhaps the less glamorous work of delivering day-to-day services and maintaining assets. This is what our staff refer to as turning the crank. And if you've seen previous State of the City addresses, you know that I spend a little bit of time talking about this because it does represent a lot of what we do for our residents. It might not be headline grabbing, but I would argue that this is the main factor that builds our quality of life in the community. A quality of life that 96% of residents rated as very good or good in a survey last year. To explore the value of city services, let's take a journey through a typical day in the life of a city resident. So we were a little earlier today getting up. At 7 a.m., the alarm goes off and you switch on the light. Before you've even got out of bed, you've already used a city service. The lights and the alarm clock function thanks to Guelph Hydro. We have many staff and the board here today from Guelph Hydro, a city-owned utility that delivers electricity to about 49,000 customers. So already you have interfaced with your city. Your morning routine is heavily dependent on city services. When you stumble into the bathroom and flush the toilet, you don't have to think where it all goes, since it's among 20 million liters of wastewater the city treats each year. So there's one less thing that you need to worry about in your day as you set off. Depending on your level of curiosity this morning, you may be interested to know that more biosolids are recycled as agricultural fertilizer, closing the loop on your consumption of your breakfast this morning. Next, the shower.